كعبة المظلوم تاريخك عبر، وابشري بالعز يا دوحة تميم، وانعمي بالخير كله يا قطر.
يميني يمي قطار دونك سباع جنية مرخصين العمار، وإن جا الخطر يا قطار في الشعب والعسكرية.
I had the occasion to be a privileged witness of these efforts. I found in الشيخة موزا and in Educated Child a way to bring hundreds of thousands of refugee children to school. And I will never forget our joint visit to Kakuma camp in Kenya, and especially not only, of course, your support, but your commitment, your dedication, the emotions that one could feel during our common visit, and the way you have talked to those children and to their families.
I say, give me 10 reasons why educating the world's out-of-school children can wait, and I'll give you 10 million reasons why it can't. Millions of children are still waiting in desperate need of our help. Let's work together to ensure a better future for all of them. Educated Child and its partners have shown the way. Now it's time for all of us to redouble our efforts to educate the world's remaining out-of-school children. Believe me, it is possible.
يشعل طواري والطواري بالصدر نار وحديد، يا علم نفذ على كل السواري ورب البيت ما تصرف ثقيل، حل طواري والصدر يشعل طواري والطواري بالصدر نار وحديد، يا علم نفذ على كل السواري.
In 2008, I created Celetic as a global initiative to empower our youth. Many young people had no prospect for a better future, and I was deeply concerned that unemployment was contributing to the radicalization of Arab youth. So during the past 10 years, Celetic alone, with over 300 partners, connect more than 1 million young people in 17 countries with new jobs, careers, and businesses. In addition to the 1 million young people we have already connected with jobs, we now have commitment in place to connect another 2 million young men and women by 2022. But we must do more. I therefore propose that we set a new target and raise the bar to 5 million by 2022.
كعبة المظلوم تاريخك عبر، وابشري بالعز يا دوحة تميم، وانعمي بالخير كله يا قطر.
ما شاء الله.
شافوا الشيخ موزا
حبيبتي.
والشيخ تميم.
هنا يا مرحبا. وانت شو اسمك؟ جود. نحن جود. اوكي. يلا الله يوفقكم ان شاء الله، ونشوفكم ان شاء الله مره ثانيه متخرجين ناجحين موظفين. اوكي؟ Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you, Frank, for this very kind introduction. I'm so pleased to see so many familiar faces in the audience and to welcome all of you here tonight in this very special occasion. As most of you may know, we have been counting down to this moment for almost 6 years since I set my sights on what back then seemed like an unrealistic and even unattainable goal. In 2012, I looked at the 60 million young children who were out of school and said, we must act. These children came from the most marginalized, most vulnerable communities in the world. Many had been displaced due to conflict, others were refugees, some were fleeing poverty or natural disasters, and none of them were in school. I thought, what if we could gather partners from around the world and work together to provide a quality education for even 10% of these out-of-school children? Experts told me that educating 6 million children would be impossible. But I refused to believe it. One advisor told me to set a goal that was more realistic. I thought I heard him say optimistic. So I set a goal of 10 million. Well, my friends, 10 million is a very, very large number, especially when we are talking about 10 million individual boys and girls, each with their own life stories and with their own special challenges. Thanks to the efforts of our Educated Child program and our many global partners, I am proud to announce tonight that we have reached our impossible, our unattainable, and our completely unrealistic objective. 10 million previously out-of-school children will now receive a quality education. I want to thank everyone here and all of you who made this possible. And I'd like to share with you what I think this achievement means. At Educated Child, we believe that every child has the right to a quality education. We further believe that education is as necessary to human life as food, water, or shelter. And we believe that education is the most powerful tool ever invented for unlocking human potential. Now, there are those who say, yes, education is important. But first, we must pave the roads. We must train doctors or build houses. Yes, I know. I know there are competing priorities. But I say, give me 10 reasons why educating the world's out-of-school children can wait, and I'll give you 10 million reasons why it can't. Today, because of what we have accomplished together, 10 million children will have an opportunity to expand their intellectual horizons. One day, some of them might even make it to Columbia or Stanford or Harvard. They will have a chance to acquire the kinds of skills that can lead to quality jobs. They will contribute to their communities. They will be able to support families. And they will pass along the benefits of their education to their own children. And I believe they will make our world a better place for all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, I have seen with the transformative power of education with my own eyes in places like Bangladesh, Palestine, Turkey, Sudan, Brazil, and Kenya. I have watched as schools were built from scratch and abandoned buildings turned into classrooms. I have seen children mastering computer skills on refurbished laptops. And I have listened to lessons taught under the shade of a tree and homework done by candlelight. The desire to learn is one of the most powerful forces of human nature, and it is in every child. Helping children fulfill their innate desire is the responsibility of us all. Tonight, 10 million more children will have the opportunity to learn. One of them might become the next Oprah Winfrey, or even next Stephen Hawking. My friends, we did not achieve this remarkable goal by snapping our fingers or writing checks. We had to figure out a way to take a variety of models for local education delivery based on partnerships and multi-sector solutions and scale them up from the community level to programs of global size and scope. We reached out to private sector for unique expertise and much needed resources. We worked with government ministries, public agencies, development banks, and community groups. We worked with NGOs, big and small. We worked with great multinational organizations like UNICEF, experts in child development. Since this project began, Educate a Child has participated in 82 partnerships across 50 countries. Together, we have leveraged a $1.8 billion investment, a third of it, I am proud to say, from the government of Qatar. It has been a true global effort. Along the way, we identified the most significant obstacles to education for the world's marginalized and vulnerable children. Some of these obstacles were obvious: a lack of classrooms, teachers, or textbooks. But some were uniquely challenging. How do you make the journey to school safe for girls and boys who need to cross flooded rivers or walk through wild forests? How do you put a classroom in a refugee camp? How do you gain the trust of neighborhood leaders who are suspicious of outsiders? How do you entice boys and girls to come back to school that had been bombed? to educate 10 million out-of-school children, we needed to learn all of these things and so much more. Fortunately, we had help, especially from our partners, many of whom are with us tonight. Without your help, we could not have achieved our goal. And there is one special partner I need to mention here, that is the parents of these out-of-school children. Their determination to secure a quality education for their daughters and sons, despite the obstacles and the hazards, has been moving and uplifting. In many cases, I would say that it was the key ingredient in our success. Statistics cannot catalogue the impact of the child's broken dreams. So we must not allow ourselves to be numbed by the numbers, because history, as we know, will judge us by both what we do and what we choose not to do. 10 million previously out-of-school children will now receive a quality education.
كما يتعاظم دورها بالانتماء إلى بيئتها الكبيرة دولة قطر، حيث تتلاقى الرؤى بين أهداف المكتبة والمشروع النهضوي للدولة.
وبصفته مركزاً للريادة والابتكار والتميز في مجاله، ساهمت أبحاث السلسلة للطب في الانتقال بالنظام الصحي في قطر لحقبة جديدة من الرعاية الصحية. وما كان لكل ذلك أن يتحقق لولا الرؤية السديدة لقيادة البلاد ودعمها لهذه المشاريع التنموية التي تلتقي في أهدافها مع غايات رؤية قطر 2030.
I will submit to you that the work that you do, that is empowering, enlightening, and enhancing the lives of young people, is more important now than ever before.
Across the generations, we can and must build a better world based on hope, opportunity, freedom, and human rights.
We are grateful for the partnership we've built, which has generated jobs, improved the lives of thousands of our citizens, and more importantly, inspired hope.
We have this tendency in our region to blame our youth for all our problems. Youth need to be cherished. They're our opportunity to achieve positive social changes. So we don't want to lose this opportunity or chance. Youth is our future. Investing them will be investing in our future. Just to show that we are really appreciating these children's messages and lift so that we understand what they're saying and we feel for their thoughts and for their messages.
I join people from all across the world in congratulating Her Royal Highness, whose foundation, Education Above All, will now open up quality primary school education from Asia, from Africa, South America, and the Middle East.
the investment in education is very important. But I also believe that this investment is the only investment with zero risk, and the dividend that comes out of this investment, they're infinite. I mean, one can lose anything he possesses. You can lose your wealth, you can lose your social status, you can even lose your health. Mental equities that you build there, it's there forever.
If we band together, as Her Highness says, in a multi-sectoral, multi-partner approach, it's going to be essential for our future and the ability to educate children, not just in schools, but also in emergencies.
Thank you for your vision in bringing 10 million children back to school. I was just in Haiti and feeling and witnessing the impact of your vision and leadership. So thank you very, very much.